Ourselves for being here tonight. Let's give it up to us. So I'd like to invite you to take a breath right now. And we're going to do a short centering before we get started because we've been out in a dream. And I hope you're having a dream, and a happy dream and not a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
That would be nice. So take a deep breath and ask yourself the two questions that the Course in Miracles always ask you to ask yourself, which is, what is my purpose? You know, what am I here for? Because it says the goal will determine the outcome. Your purpose determines how everything turns out. So you can always work back from the result to what your purpose must have been, even if you didn't realize that was your purpose. So just take a breath. So what you want to do right now is sit in the chair and imagine yourself as your divine self. That's the way a master puts it, your Christ self, your real self. And I'm going to share with you this prayer, this affirmation. Here, right here, you are free right now. Here, you are free. Heaven, which is real joy and happiness, is now. The past is passed away. 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 And you choose anew. Choose anew. Choose anew. Choose anew. Choose anew. This day, you commit yourself to teaching only love. This day, we commit ourselves to teaching only love. Only love. By sharing only loving thoughts. I commit myself to teaching only love. By sharing only loving thoughts. You commit yourself to teaching only love by sharing only loving thoughts. This one day, you will look upon each one that comes into your experience, and you will first breathe deeply the presence of the Holy Spirit, the presence of the loving Spirit, the presence of the loving Spirit. This one day, you will look upon each one that comes into your experience, and you will first breathe deeply the presence of the loving Spirit. And you will look out through eyes transformed. And you will look out through eyes transformed. We will look out through eyes transformed by the simple acknowledgement of the truth. You will look out through eyes transformed by the simple acknowledgement of the truth. The simple acknowledgement of the truth. All minds are joined. 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 And you see not a stranger before you. 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 All minds are joined. All minds are joined. All minds are joined. All minds are joined. And you see not a stranger before you. You see not a stranger before you. You see one who walks as you walk. You are seeing one who walks as you walk, who feels as you feel, who feels as you feel, who feels as you feel, who longs as you long, who longs as you long, who is humbled, who is humbled, who is humbled as you are humbled, who is humbled as you are humbled, who prays for peace as you have prayed, who prays for peace as you have prayed. You see not a stranger before you, but one who walks as you walk, one who feels as you feel, one who longs as you long, someone who is humbled as you are humbled, someone who prays for peace as you have prayed for peace. Therefore, we will give them what they seek. We will give each other what we seek. We will give each other what we seek. Love and peace. We will give each other what we seek for ourselves. Love and peace. And in that giving, we receive it. And in giving it, we receive it. In giving it, we receive it. This day we commit ourselves to teaching only love by sharing only loving thoughts. This day we look upon each one that comes into our experience and we first breathe deeply the presence of the Holy Spirit, the presence of the loving Spirit. And we will look out through eyes transformed by the simple acknowledgement of the truth. All minds are joined. All minds are joined. Love is the way we walk in gratitude. Love is the way we walk in gratitude. Love is the way we walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. Love is the way you 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 walk in gratitude. Love is the way we 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 walk in gratitude. We see not strangers before us in this room right now. We see not a stranger in this room before us right now. We look at one who walks as we walk. We look at one who feels as we feel. And we look at one who longs as we long, who is humbled as we are humbled, who prays for peace as we have prayed for peace. Therefore, we will give them what we seek and what they seek. And in that giving, we will receive it. You need not believe these ideas that you hear tonight. You need not accept these ideas that you hear tonight. You need not even welcome the ideas that you hear tonight. Some of the ideas that you hear tonight may be hard to believe. Some of the ideas you hear tonight may be hard to believe. Some of the ideas tonight may be quite startling. Some of these ideas may be quite startling. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. But if you use the ideas, if you apply the ideas, the use of the ideas will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are indeed true. Wow, it felt like a spiritual shower. Thank y'all for taking a shower with me this evening. That was so nice. If somebody watched my back, I could just feel it. It just felt so good. We're going to be in the Way of Mastery, Lesson 10. The way is easy and without effort. Does that sound cool? And the section that I'm going to be covering is called Acknowledge the Truth That Sets You Free. Acknowledge the Truth That Sets You Free on page 123. Those watching online, is page 123 in the Way of the Heart. The way is easy and without effort. And what I'm going to do is cover about 10 or 15 minutes of it and then throw it open for a certain time for discussion and questions, and then cover some more. You know the routine. So if you can, hold your questions until we hit the question place. And anything that you hear that you feel like you have a particularly strong resistance to, then that's the thing you really want to take a look at, because that's probably the thing that applies to you the most. That's why it kind of like brought up some stuff. Resistance is a good thing in a sense, because it lets you know that you're hearing it. And somehow or another, there's something for you to take a look at. So this section is called Acknowledge the Truth That Sets You Free. The way is so simple and the way is so easy that the mind often overlooks it. It's so simple that we overlook it. It says, thinking that it simply can't be. So the reason why we overlook the truth is because it's so simple that a part of the mind says that couldn't be true. He says, but that which is simple actually seems impossible to the person that's insisting on complexity. So we are taught that complexity is what the truth is, and the truth is saying simplicity is what the truth is. So those of you who need complexity, this may be hard to understand, and if not impossible to grasp. Isn't that interesting? The simpler it is, the harder it is for a mind that believes in complexity to hear it. Because complexity is a smoke screen that hides the simplicity of things. And a mind that insists on conflict simply cannot accept that there's another way. So a mind that wants to be in conflict doesn't want to hear there's another way. All of you have had experiences of being with someone who was in conflict, and you kept trying to give them some suggestions, and they fought you every inch of the way because they're insisting on their conflict. So yet what waits before you is simply this. And this is what's waiting before you. What's waiting before you is the end of all your struggles. Yes. Take a breath. What's awaiting you is the end of all your doubts, and in the end of all your moments of unconsciousness. And unconsciousness is just a mind that conforms to the mind of the world. So an unconscious mind is a mind that conforms to the teaching of the world of fear and separation. And it says there remains the simple choice to be made, the choice to acknowledge the truth. And the truth is you're already free. The truth is you're already free. The truth is you're already free. You are like a prisoner in a prison, in a jail cell that's open, in a prison that's deserted, with grass growing up in the yard around the prison, and people have been gone for years, and you're waiting for someone to let you out. So you're waiting to be free, and you're the one that's sitting, and being free, most people think of doing something different or doing something new or being free. They just rearrange the furniture in their jail cell. They essentially stay exactly the way they are. They just rearrange the furniture in the jail cell and then say, now I'm free. So you and your Creator are one. It's been that way forever. It was accomplished in the being of Jesus and other great masters who revealed to you the truth of yourself because they love you. And if they can do it, you can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. No great master has ever said they could do anything that you couldn't do. I remember reading in the Bible that Jesus said, the things that I do, you can do, and even greater than these, basically, you can do. There's even a place in there that says, don't you know ye are gods? Exactly. But you don't ever hear anybody say that. They just say, ye are sinners. Which isn't true. Imagine being a being who's infinitely creative, and you create through your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and belief, and your consciousness creates your reality, and your thoughts create your reality. Follow me? Mm-hmm. You're born into the world, and immediately someone says, you were born in sin, you were born inherently flawed, you're born guilty. Mm-hmm. You recreate that over and over again in your physical life because you were taught you were flawed from the very beginning, so you create things that witness back to you that there's something wrong with you, and you grow up and you don't understand why you're having such a hard time. It's coming from a core belief of your guilt and your sinfulness and not being enough and being separate from your Creator. So the most important idea that you could embed in your consciousness is that you are innocent. You may make mistakes. Mistakes are for correction, but your basic nature is not sinful, bad, and flawed. That's the core belief underlying all pain. All right? So if the masters can do it, you can do it. Even in this moment, the masters accept their destiny to walk this earth awake in peace, in mastery, and not in fear. So it's time for you to begin your ministry now. Your ministry is to walk the earth in love and not in fear, To walk the earth in a sense of oneness and not a sense of separateness. To walk the earth in a sense of sinlessness and innocence and not guilt and condemnation. To recognize you're powerful and not weak. You're more than your body, and you're an infinite spiritual being using this body to communicate and to move. It's time to remember who you really are, so you stop using your own creative powers to limit yourself by not knowing you're the one that's creating and calling to you every single thing that you experience.
I'll take that.
Which you don't have to believe, accept, or welcome. Remember, the key to hearing new ideas is to not convince yourself that you need to believe them when you first hear them. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying, just let yourself hear it first. And if you hear something that resonates with you, repeat it to yourself. Repeat it to yourself in as many ways as you can. If you hear an idea that you like to experience as true and you like to see manifested as true. First you hear it without believing it. You keep on saying it until you begin to partially accept it. You keep on saying it until you accept it a little bit more with reservations, and then you keep on telling yourself that truth until you accept it as true. And as soon as you accept it as true, then you will perceive it consistently in your physical experience. That's how you change your mind, through repetition, through telling yourself something new and different. Since it is new and it is different, you may feel resistance because it's opposite to what you already believe. So it's natural to have resistance when you're hearing something opposite to what you've accepted as true. That's not unusual. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to side with the idea that I can walk the earth in love and not in fear? Do I want to side with the idea that I can have the end of my struggles and the end of my unconsciousness, and I can enjoy a life of abundance and peace and freedom? Even if you don't think that's true, would you side with that idea?
Yes. Yes.
All right. How many of you would love to see change in your life? Okay. And how many of you don't want to change? Notice the hand, you know what I'm saying? It's like we want changes in our lives, but I don't want to change now. I want some change, but I don't want to change, right? So who can you seek that can heal you? Who can you discover that can bring some form of magic to you that can overcome your resistance to the truth?
Yourself.
Look high and low, you won't find them. Got that? There's nobody you're going to find that's going to ultimately heal you except you and your relationship to Source. And you can seek forever, and you remain a seeker forever. Some people are professional seekers. They just seek. And the truth is set within your heart. And it says, and all power under heaven and earth is given unto you. And in that power that changes the momentum of the mind. See, a power that changes the momentum of your mind is a power that heals your perception. That's what we're hearing today. So in the end of all your seeking, you know what you got to do? You must look into the mirror. Hello? And you must decide that you're going to be the one who heals yourself. I'm going to look in the mirror, and see, that's what happened to me. I looked in the mirror. I kind of liked what I saw.
Kind of cute.
I saw somebody that's kind of little cute little chocolate face. Just looking all at me and stuff. And you know what?
You're funny.
Thank you. The happiest I am is when I'm letting my body be used to get me beyond my body.
Yes. Yes.
It's amazing.
You had me at used. You had me at used.
That I have you at used. So the ones that heals you is going to be who?
You.
And so you're the one who decides from your infinite freedom how to use the power of your mind in every moment. You're the one that's deciding how you're going to use your mind every moment. Therefore, the only question that a seeker of truth really needs to ask themselves is this: Would I know conflict or would I know peace? Would I know conflict or would I know peace? Would I know conflict or would I know peace? Would I be right or do I want to be happy? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Happy, happy.
Okay, well then you have to hope that you're wrong. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way I feel now, and so I hope I have been wrong. I don't want to be right and miserable, because if I'm right and miserable, I have nowhere to go for a solution or an answer. You can't be right and miserable. If you're miserable, hope that you're wrong about the way that you're perceiving whatever it is you're perceiving. If you feel miserable about what you perceive as your financial situation, hope that you're wrong about your perception of your financial situation. You don't want to be right about that. If you're miserable in a relationship, you don't want to be right about the way that you're seeing it. You feel anger, upset, grievances, a lack of peace, say, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong in the way that I'm seeing it. As a matter of fact, if I don't feel the peace of God, if I don't feel the peace of love, I know I'm wrong in the way that I'm seeing it. I don't have to worry about that. He said, so would I see, I love this, would I see the complete neutrality of all events in this world as wisp of a dream that's being birthed and passed away? Remember what the basic teaching of the way of mastery is? All events are neutral. All events are neutral. All events are neutral, but we don't have any neutral thoughts about them. It's impossible for you to have a neutral thought. Every thought you have is either bringing fear to you or love to you, peace to you or conflict to you. But the thing that you're feeling love or fear about is neutral. This is a neutral class. This is a neutral class. This is a neutral class. And then you determine how you're going to see it. So it says, would you see yourself as whole and complete? Or as you look upon the world, you have judged yourself. As you look upon the world, that's the way you're judging yourself. So really a more accurate description of how you see yourself is how you see me. The way you see me right now is a more accurate description of how you see yourself than how you think you see yourself. How you see the world is a reflection of your own unconscious beliefs and ideas and feelings and emotions. So the way you see it is the way you see yourself. Wow. So as you look upon yourself, that's also how you judge the world. So I'm going to also judge the world the way I judge myself. And this was the simple secret that Jesus once discovered when he walked upon our planet, and all the masters discovered when they walked upon our planet. And it's not about achieving some grand mystical state of consciousness. All right? It's not about acquiring great powers that could attract the attentions of thousands upon thousands. I can just see myself walking down the 16th Street Mall and everybody following behind me. I can just see it. Let's ride. Oh, God.
Be careful, you might get what you want.
Oh, no. Beware of what you want, for you may get it. That's true. How many of you have ever wanted something really bad or wanted somebody really bad, and you achieved that goal and you hated that you achieved that goal? It didn't bring you a whole lot of peace. We all have that.
What was I thinking?
I always notice it's a correspondence between who and what I try to get and my pain and regret later on. You know what I'm saying? The person I try to get, manipulate, seduce, make sure that they want me. It's usually the one, if it looks like I got them, is always the one I regret that I have them. But those relationships that have come to me without any kind of manipulation or trying to get it, those are the ones that have been the most loving and most peaceful in my life. You know what I'm saying? So when you see somebody and all of a sudden you just freak out because you're so attracted to them, you probably met the perfect storm of your pattern.
That's your future pain.
That's right. That's why you were attracted, because they remind, oh, there's my pattern. How do I know? Because I'm losing my freaking mind. I want to get them so bad. All right? So what you do, like I've suggested in other classes, when you feel that really strong physical attraction, emotional attraction, chemistry, whatever you want to call it, have a conversation. Because sometimes when you're attracted to people really strongly, all they have to do is open their mouth and you lose the attraction. Or they open their mouth and you see, wow, this was a valid connection. Sometimes you feel connected to people and later on you know why you felt so attracted to them. Because the more you get to know them, the better you like them. The better you feel like, wow, I'm actually doing something different. That's right. I like it. Sitting at the feet of Raj. We just got through talking about that, didn't we? It's not the 16th Street Mall, but it's a start.
Calling it in one person at a time.
I'm calling it in one person at a time. You got that right. I have no desire to be a leader or a follower because you're walking by yourself. I want to walk side by side with you. Okay? And then it says, it was not even about being able to manifest. It's not about being able to manifest, you magicians. Right? Right? A lot of people on the spiritual path is all about manifesting, all about manifesting, all about and you're innocent if that's what you like to do, but what we're talking about is beyond manifesting. Because you can manifest anything. You can manifest anything, but if you still don't love yourself, you won't let yourself enjoy it. You can get that house and you'll be miserable in it. You'll get that car, you'll be miserable in it. You'll get that relationship. If you haven't changed the way you judge and see yourself, you won't let yourself enjoy even your manifestations. Right? In the physical world, when you manifest things, I call it only like a movie set or a set in a play. You know, you go to a play and you see the set. That's all manifesting is. You manifest the house, the car, the job. You're just creating this set for your movie. But in the end, it's going to be the script that determines your joy. Right? I don't care how cool the set is, they got to act out the play. Right? So all sets are neutral. You can have a mansion set or you can have a little shack set. It's equally neutral.
Or Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah, you can get you a Freddy Krueger too. So it says, it was not even about being able to manifest, although these powers may indeed often express themselves through the mind. As your mind awakes, you may find that you have the ability to manifest things very easily. I tend to manifest things very easily if I'm not attached to the outcome. When I'm not attached to the outcome of something, then poof, it'll show up. And if I'm attached to the outcome, it tends to take a longer time. Or if I say, decide for me my higher power, and it doesn't happen, that's the answer. Hello? If you say, ask God to decide something for you, or the universe or spirit, and it doesn't happen, that's your answer. Can you get with that? Just because I ask for something doesn't mean it's for my own best interest. I don't really know what my own best interest is. Wow, that's deep. Okay, any questions or comments about anything that we've talked about so far? This is our time to share, and it can be a comment. It doesn't have to be a question. It can be a realization that you made. Yes, yes, madam.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you think it's possible to perform or live in love even before you believe that?
Is it possible to live in love before you even, so like is it possible to live in love before you know what it is?
Yeah, or before you accept it. Like you say, always say, you don't have to accept or believe. Or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you are love.
Right.
That's what you are. Yeah, so yeah, it's totally possible for you to be experiencing the results of love even when you don't believe it yet or accept it yet. What belief really affects more than anything is your perception. But belief doesn't affect the truth. Okay? The truth is you are loved and you are loved. You may not believe it, so you may not see it, but it doesn't mean that you may not be emanating it, drawing it. That's like a person who's always attracting really loving people in situations and circumstances to themselves, but they don't believe they deserve it. Mm-hmm. That's a person who's emanating loving energy that they don't even recognize that they're emanating. And so there's stuff that show up that's really wonderful, they'll have a hard time receiving it because they think they have to earn it. And you don't have to earn love. You don't have to do anything to be loved. You have to do something to be special. You don't have to do anything to be loved, but you got to work really hard to be special. Anybody else?
I have a comment.
Yeah.
Good to be here with all you beautiful people, first of all. Give it up for yourselves.
Right on, right on, right on.
With a great Raj, thank you.
My 16th Street Mall.
We're starting the march tonight.
It's going to march tonight.
In the meditation in the beginning, you were saying, we feel the same, there's no strangers here, we're all the same. You know, that a way that I think of that practically is that the only thing that separates us is time. So, for example, maybe I'm having a pretty upset day today, and someone else is looking like, why you have an upset day? I mean, you know, I don't understand how you could be so upset. But maybe a few days ago, it was their upset day, or maybe a few days from now, it's their upset day. So, if you can realize that whatever someone's going through, you have or might go through, at least on an emotional level, you're not separate. The only thing is the time. You all have been angry, you all have been happy, you all felt love, you've all felt fear, but the only thing that separates us is that time.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
we're all the same.
We're all the same. Only thing that separates us is time. Time equals separation. They're the same thing. Yeah. Thank you. Like I said, we hope this is your time to let spirit come through you or asking me questions. Anything else? Anyone else want to share? Yes, my
I just
darling.
want to say thank you. I'm happy to be here. I was blessed with my vacation.
You were blessed with the vacation. I'm gonna kind of repeat what you're saying so that people can hear it on the recording.
Oh yes, vacation.
All right.
And got to dig in the sand and the most coveted jewels I found. Apparently, I was told not to be. I would never find them. And I came back with 2 handfuls.
Oh, wonderful. You came back with
but
jewels.
In the meantime, people are telling me don't talk to people on Colfax. Don't hand out money. You should not walk alone. And I just like, you know what? Like they need it. So I've been giving food and whatever blessings. And
So you've been walking the street, giving food and blessings, and daring to be loving and to extend. That's wonderful.
love, text me. I'm not worried.
That's right. That's
And
right.
yeah, I've been blessed with so many gifts. So
That's great. That's great to believe that love will protect you. That's wonderful.
thank you.
That's one. A lot of troop students walking around
I'm
with
happy to see you.
a lot of troop students walk around with their mace and affirmation and Yes, my brother.
Yeah, I want to say I'm grateful for being able to be here and grateful for you being here. And I just want to acknowledge to whoever you acknowledge or however you acknowledge that this week has blessed me with many unexpected miracles. And I just wish I could spread them to everyone, but they've been really amazing for me. And I just wanted to acknowledge it.
That's
to
great.
all these people.
You said this week has blessed him with many unexpected miracles, and you just want to share them and
Everything
extend
that
it.
logic would say could not happen.
Isn't that wonderful? When you have those experiences that transcend the laws of time and space and the things that we've been taught can happen. That's wonderful. That's me. That's us. Anybody else? Yes, Chris.
So, what you were saying about, we try to be special, but it's so funny because we're already special and we're already unique. And so if we just, allow ourselves to be who we really are, that uniqueness and that specialness will come out.
And that's what's such a trip. We're all special.
Yeah.
It's like getting up in the morning, like I've said in the class before, it's like me getting up in the morning and saying, okay, I think I'll try to be black today.
Good luck.
It's already done. Your uniqueness is already done. If you're true to yourself, there's nobody else anywhere exactly like you. They can be the expression of love and truth and light and God the way you can be. So we got specialists covered. We got uniqueness covered. So you don't have to go out of your way. And those who are for you will recognize you. They will see you. Those who are like you will recognize you. And those who aren't like you will think you're like them. You know, which is still cool, because if they think you're like them, they still leave you alone. And you'll be peaceful. But those who are like you, we recognize each other. Anybody else?
Don't be attached to the outcome. That resonates with me for like the last year. It's just been said again and again to me in so many different ways.
Don't be attached to the outcome. That point is being given to you over and over again.
Yeah, just is a key to, as a key to success is not being attached to the outcome, because at the end of the day, you know, like, you're happy.
That's right.
Like, you love yourself, and it's just, I made a big change 2 weeks ago and let go of all the outcomes, and I've been happier than I don't even know.
But yeah, he says he's saying that he's let go of the attachment to the outcome, and he's had more happiness than he's had in a long time.
Just loving every day.
I know. Anything that's based on the truth, anything that's real, is always something you can have now. And anything that's made up and that's an illusion of your ego always requires the future.
Yeah.
Okay. So happiness, true happiness, never has anything to do with anything you have to acquire outside of yourself in the future. It would be almost better to say, what would it be like to be a president of my own company? Or what would it be like to be a musician? Or what would it be like to be a doctor? Almost like from this, you're supposed to approach it almost like, I wonder what that would be like. Not like my happiness depends on it.
Yeah.
You know, what would it be like to teach a class, a metaphysical, spiritual class like the Way of Mastery? I don't think my happiness depends on teaching classes anymore. And so, therefore, I enjoy it a lot more, because I don't have the pressure that people put on themselves about whether I'm ever going to be on Oprah, or whether I have 10,000 people looking at me. Well, it's already 10,000 people looking at me. Because I don't care. That's why. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the key, right there, what you're talking about, what we all talking about. Okay, all right, let's go a little bit further. Y'all, you still with me?
Yeah.
Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about accepting the truth that's true always. What does that mean? Being determined to allow that truth to be the foundation from which you enjoy each and every moment of your experience. We got to live this. We can't just discuss it, talk about it, analyze it, affirm it. We have to live it. And you can tell when you're trying to live it, because when you're trying to live it in the beginning, you're going to be disoriented and confused. Okay? When you really try to live it, and it's something you haven't been doing, you're not going to feel all peaceful and happy and joyful. Okay, so get that thought out of your mind. I can always tell who's really trying to do it, because they're going, what the hell? I'm acting nuttier than I ever have. I want to kill everybody. Because everything unlike love comes up as soon as you say you love someone. As soon as you go, I love you, I love you too. All right, brace yourself. Because at that point, everything in you that is afraid, guilty, angry, grievances, from the old learning and the stuff from the past has to be flushed out of you, and it comes up to be released. And if you don't understand that, you will end the relationship. Rather than recognizing that what's happening is a purification process in the relationship. It's being purified. You're letting the stuff come up to be released. That's why sometimes people do stuff like make a 6-month commitment to their relationship, or a 3-month commitment, where they'll say stuff like, then they come back and renegotiate that every 6 months to 3 months. They go, okay, would you commit to this relationship for the next 3 months, no matter what comes up between us? We're not going to end it, but we're not going to stand for any kind of physical abuse. Okay, but if something comes up, we're not going to bail for 3 months, and we'll try to use, and we're going to use the truth to deal with it, and not each other's opinion of what's true. I'm not gonna try to get you to work my will, and you're not gonna try to get me to work your will. We're gonna go, the truth that we both share, the truth that we both say we want to believe in, what would it say? What would it say for us to do? It says right here, you are awake, you are safe, you are at peace. What do you truly want this moment to be for? That's true. You are awake, you are safe, you are at peace. Let me tell you, some people, I call it parts of myself. There's some parts of ourselves that are not at peace right now in this world. There's some parts of ourselves that are not awake, and there are parts of ourselves that do not see themselves as safe. But we are awake in this moment. We are safe. That's the truth. That's not theoretical. We're safe in this moment, and we're at peace in this moment. If you're not at peace in this moment, I can tell you why. You're thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future. I know why you're not at peace in this moment. And so it says, then you ask yourself, what do I truly want this moment for? For as I decree it, so shall it be. As you decree it, so shall it be. Beloved friends, the way is easy and without effort. You hear me? The way is easy and without effort. 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 The way is easy, 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 easy. Would you say easy, easy? Now we're going to use a very harmonizing sound right now together, those who choose to. And I'll do it first, and then I'll invite you to do it. It goes like this, very holy. Damn, I used to have hair. Okay. That's the truth. You saw my old pictures 20 years ago. I had hair down my. I was like naive. I had hair.
I got it.
Now he has it. Goes like this. Okay, you ready? Really deep. Okay. Maybe you have something you really love. You got it? Here we go. Does that feel good? One more time. Let's get that one more time. Yeah. Is a very positive, powerful vibration to send out from within yourself. Just like boom, Then you got Could you imagine somebody passing by this building down the street? They go, I want to go to that class. They let me in there. Right, okay. There's only one reason why you exist. Did you know that? You exist to extend your treasure. And your treasure is that which is laid up in heaven. Heaven is reality, by the way. Through the decision to remember only your loving thoughts. And to extend only loving thoughts. Another word for loving that you could say that would make it more doable is you could say, I'm here to remember only freeing thoughts. And I'm here to extend only freeing thoughts. See the difference? Because it says love is freedom. 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 Freedom is of the mind and not of the body. Freedom is of the mind and heart and not of the body. Why am I saying that? Because the body isn't free. The body isn't free. The body isn't unlimited. Your mind can do things that your body cannot do. Your heart can do things that your body cannot do. Your body can't walk through a wall. Your body doesn't last forever in the form that it's in. The body, so freedom of the body doesn't really make any sense. But freedom of the mind does, because your body has no choice right now but to be wherever your mind is. It's like your body follows your mind. Your mind decides to come to the class, your body will. I saw y'all coming up to the church. Your mind says, I want a hug. Your body goes. If the body did not make the decision. You know what I'm saying? Like how people love their material possessions, like some people love their car. And sometimes I think about it, I appreciate my car. I'm grateful for my car because my car is also an aspect of my consciousness. Everything is. But I realized that it kind of didn't make any sense to kind of love something that couldn't love me back. Because I realized my own car would let somebody else use it to run me down. So all of a sudden I got my perspective about my material things straightened out. You own a gun, somebody could take your gun and shoot you with it. Your gun would say, I'm Earl's gun, I won't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So remember, when you fall in love with anything that can't love back, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And some people love their material possessions more than they love people. There are people who died because they didn't want to give their wallet to someone who was demanding it. That's deep. That's real deep. So, this is the cool part. You exist to allow your actions to express or manifest in the field of time. You're here to extend the good, the beautiful, and the holy. Never is your freedom going to be taken from you. You are so free that you're free to be miserable, unhappy, and stay in the exact same situation you're keeping yourself in for the rest of your life. That is an example of your freedom. You can stay the way you are till your day you make your transition if you want. Nothing's going to interfere with you doing that because you're free. Right, that's deep. Never in any circumstance do you lose the innocent freedom to teach only love. I'm using my freedom to teach love because by teaching this class, I'm hearing it every time I teach it. The people that come change. I'm here every time. I have pretty much perfect attendance at all my classes that I teach. So every Tuesday night, I walk away more accepting the truth that I've heard here tonight, and then I watch my life reflect that back to me, which further encourages me to focus on it. So I share it even more, and then I believe it even more, and then I share. So it's like accelerating acceleration. It doesn't just keep moving at the same speed; it keeps speeding up. So recognize that the world can give you nothing, but the world can't take away anything from you either. Yes, it can. Yes, but. Yes, but. Any nice yes buts out there? Anybody got any nice round yes buts? Yes, but.
No, this is a
not a yes but a no but. Like, Chris, I've seen you. One thing isn't true about you is that you have no butt.
Readiness is not mastery.
That's right.
Kind of a saying, because I'm like ready to really believe that, but
you're free not to believe it.
But I side with it.
But you side with it. And that's all you're being asked to do, is to side with the idea, even if you don't accept it as true yet. Because when we were kids, that's what we used to do. Whose side you on?
Yeah, right.
You know, that's what we say. Whose side you on? So I'm on the side of love. That's where I feel right now. I'm going to practice this. I don't care if nobody else around me does it. I want to live a different life. a life of love and peace and joy. So anybody else can believe whatever the world says, they can conform to it as much as they like, and out of my love for you, I'll support you in being whoever you think you are and however you think you need to be. But I'm going to live this way. So it says when a child goes through it, now this is deep. It says when the child goes through a shift of awareness, they come to the point in their maturation process not by struggle. I didn't struggle to go into puberty. I didn't read a book to go into puberty. In other words, there are natural stages of your evolutionary development that are happening and are going to happen whether you study any of this or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like if you didn't study, you wouldn't go through puberty. That was just a natural part of your evolutionary expression. But that's what's happening to you now. You're studying so that you can enjoy the process better. So that you can look at it differently. You know what I mean? Two people on a roller coaster. One person screaming to the top of their lungs in fear. The other person's going, yay! They're both on the same ride. They're both going to end up safely back where they started. But the way they were seeing the ride determined their enjoyment of it. That's us. These books are just trying to get us to go, yay! It's supposed to, but we're all going to end up back in heaven, in reality, in love, where we started. So either you can enjoy the ride or you can be screaming and hollering. And so these books are teaching us the way to look at the ride. You see, but it was you that chose to get on the roller coaster. Nobody forced you on the roller coaster called the physical life you live in. You chose your sex, you chose your race, you chose your social and economic condition you were born into, you chose your parents, you chose everything about this before you made the dive into Earth school. Nobody forced you to be a person. Nobody forced you to be a woman, or a man, or black, or white, or poor, or whatever. That was your soul's choice so that you can come to the realization of who you really are. And when you look at it that way, forgiveness happens. Nobody forced me to be an African American. Nobody forced me to be a man. Nobody forced me to be born in the South. Nobody forced me anything. That was my soul's choice for my own evolutionary growth. Looking at it that way helped me as I grew up to let go of all racist viewpoints. It took away my victim consciousness. Made me take more responsibility for myself and my happiness. You are not a victim of your sex, your race, or anything else about you. Some souls come here with much more of feeling more compatible with their feminine side, but they could be in a masculine body. That's plain, that's why the whole thing about love has nothing to do with sex or gender. Specialness does, not love. Love doesn't have a particular way to express, no label. I don't like any labels. I don't like anybody to say I'm monogamous, polyamorous, heterosexual, bisexual, homo. Just spare me with your labels. Because all those labels do is allow you to project something on me that has nothing to do with who I am. Get to know me. Don't try to put me in a box so that you will feel safer. Right? Because that's all it is. The judgment, the only reason why people judge is because they're trying to convince themselves that they know what's going on. And adults feel like they're supposed to know what's going on. So we judge all the time so that we can think we know what's happening. But the truth is, it's frightening for us to ever really admit to ourselves we don't know what anything is for. We're just giving meanings that we've been given. We know it must not be true because the world is in such a fearful state, broken into by periods in which people think they're having a good time. So just the result should be teaching us that there's something we've been taught that's not true. Or we wouldn't be in a world of pain and fear. And even though your personal life may be fine, you're bigger than your personal life. Oh, I'm happy, so the world must be a wonderful place. No, your personal perception of your world is wonderful. But when you start to wake up, you'll know you're more than your personal perception of yourself. That you're more than who you think you are. You're vast. You're literally everyone in this room and everything in this room and outside this room. You are universe. You are made out of the same things that stars are made out of, literally. You're so much more. You are a star. And that's literally true. You are a star. Thank you. You are a star.
What kind of star?
What kind of star? My dead star. I heard about dead stars. Am I a dead star?
Oh, no.
No, you're a comet. You're a comet getting.
It was 8 years away, that's why it took us so long.
It just took a minute, didn't it? It just kind of took a minute. I'm a star? Yes. Okay, now check this out. Now, this is really a good point. He says, when the child goes through a shift of awareness, they come to a point in their maturation process, not by struggle, not by design, not by much processing, and not by any manner of strategies. The child merely, in an instant, looks at the toys that the child has been playing with and what? Simply transcends the toys. The parents come home and the child has taken the toy truck and put it away in the closet. The doll is put on the windowsill and a book is picked up instead. Think about it. Didn't we go through that? No one said, this is the last day for your dolls. Or this is the last day for your, for your train, Earl.
I have that.
You know what I'm saying? It almost never happens. You just find that one day you just weren't playing with toys anymore. You transcended it. That's why we can relax in this process of waking up to who we really are. You're going to naturally transcend those things when you mature spiritually. No one's going to have to force you to give people freedom or to let them be or to take responsibility or to know you create your experience or to tap into a higher power because you know that's the most peaceful way to live. You're going to, out of your own realization, your own spiritual maturity, put away the childish toys of blame, projection, trying to control, dominate, scripts for everybody around you, trying to use anger and guilt to manipulate your way. Those are just things that are children's toys, God children's toys. And we'll transcend those attitudes as we awaken to who we really are more and more and more every day. So what Spirit is trying to do is like, you know what? You don't have to needlessly suffer. You can change your mind right now. He says, the doll is put on the windowsill and a book is picked up instead. Who makes the change? Not anyone but the child. Who's making this change in me? Not anyone but me. Nobody has to make me do my workbook lesson every day. Nobody has to make me read the Course in Miracles every day. Nobody has to make me try to be peaceful with you every day. And I don't look at it as drudgery. And I don't get up in the morning and go, oh my God, I got to focus on God and focus on the truth and focus on changing my mind. I look forward to it because I'm maturing as a spiritual being.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm glad y'all are happy for yourselves. And you. Yes. And you are me. So every bit of growth that you experience and happiness that you experience, I'm ecstatic for that because that is me becoming happy, me becoming more awake, me becoming more loving. That's incredible. That's incredible. Everybody's gain is your gain. Everybody's gain is your gain. That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's telling us when you put aside any negative habit as you would perceive that negative habit to be, which means when you've given up placing value on something that no longer serves you. So when you no longer value something that no longer serves you, that's called transcending it. So transcending something just means it's not serving me and I'm no longer doing it anymore. I'm no longer honoring it anymore. I'm no longer giving it any value anymore. Attacking me doesn't serve me. Being condemned doesn't serve me. Seeing myself as a victim doesn't serve me. Seeing myself as only limited to a physical body doesn't serve me. Seeing myself as separate from you doesn't serve me. Seeing myself as alone and there is no higher power for me to turn to, that doesn't serve me. So I'm wanting the body just for the body's sake doesn't serve me. Wanting sex just for sex sake doesn't serve me anymore. Even though I had generous portions.
I ain't mad at you.
I love you by my feet. That is so good. You want to massage it, that's okay. I massage yours. It's an even thing. In other words, isn't that a great definition of transcending something? To transcend something simply means you've given up valuing the thing that is no longer serving you. You transcend relationships that are not good for you when you no longer value relationships that you're not honored in. That's how you transcend relationships that are painful, is you simply no longer see any value in someone abusing you in any kind of way or not appreciating you in any kind of way and not being attracted to the people who misuse you and attack you the most. It no longer serves me to be broke. It no longer serves me to not allow myself to have abundance and joy and love in my life. So I'm transcending it because I don't see it serving me to believe in lack. Right? It says, and then it's done with. I don't have to put you down. I don't have to attack you. I don't have to attack people who do things that I used to do that I'm no longer choosing to do anymore. You're just done with it. It's no big deal. No one does it for you. You just simply decide. You pull back the value you placed on it. That's transcending it. I no longer value not being loved. I no longer value people who try to make me feel guilty and condemn me and attack me. That's how you transcend them, and then you no longer are being surrounded by them or drawing them or calling them to you into your life. Sometimes you call them into your life to transcend them. So they show up so you can say no. Then you transcended them. You don't even know if you transcended them until they show up and you say no. So if you're being mistreated and you say no, I no longer see any value in this. I don't see any value in this conflict. I don't see any value in this separation. Then you transcended it when you say no to it. Until you say no to it, you haven't transcended it. No. Oh, let's take a breath behind that. I need some funky music behind that. Hold on a second. All right. Let's be dramatic. Say no. 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 Say no. No. To anger. Lack. No. Attack. No. Oh, this is a cult. This is definitely a cult. Too much jamming not to be a cult. This guy telling me that I'm infinite and I deserve to be happy and I deserve to be loved and respected and honored. This is a cult. This guy's telling me that I'm free and I can make my own choices and decisions and I'm the one that should be in charge and I should get in touch with the Creator through my own efforts and my own connection and not be somebody's follower necessarily. Oh, this is a cult. That's what's so funny. People that come to stuff like this and feel spooked out, and all I'm telling you is that you're free to make your own choices, and I support you doing that and that you love. And then they get scared, and then they go to other things where people dress really weird. I mean, the Pope dressed pretty way out. You know what I'm saying? But if I walked in with some of the outfits that a lot of the ministers wear in other religions and stuff, people would run out the room. You came in here if I had, like a hood and Well, I think I was the Ku Klux Klan. That was
Wrong example.
I come in, y'all see me in a white robe, that'd be a trip, wouldn't it? The hood. It'd be a whole new meaning of being in the hood, wouldn't it? A whole new meaning.
Bizarro world.
Okay, that'd be bizarro world. Isn't that interesting? Is that we're more afraid of love than we are of condemnation? That when someone says they love us or they honor us or that they want the best for us, that will be when people go, what's his game? What's the scam Earl trying to pull?
Oh, yeah.
You know? Or if they see me hugging somebody or holding somebody, you know, oh, okay, he just want them women. That's all. I just say women. It's about the women. That's what it's about. With him, it's the women. Don't project what you would do if you were in the position that I am on you. Just give me a break.
Yeah, you hug the guys too.
Yeah, you know, that's right. I hug the guys too. You know, especially if they get okay with that. Because what? All that I give is given to myself. There is nothing but one self. There's just one of us here, pretending to be many. Whatever created us is having this incredible game of seemingly dividing itself up into the many to have this beautiful experience that we're having of appearing to be in a physical body for a little while. Mm-hmm. So don't waste this experience on guilt and sin and anger and projection and attack.
Amen.
You are adults. You can choose what you want to believe now. No matter how you were brought up, you don't have to live by now. You can make your own choices.
Yeah.
Right? Right? I don't care what your background was. I don't care how I grew up as a black man in America. Right now, I can choose how I want to see everything in my life. The one power we have left is the power of decision. Like we down to our last power. What's that? Your power of decision. Only thing left in your little bag. But it's the only one you need. Nothing's more powerful than your decision. So decide to be happy. Decide to give yourself peace. Decide to treat people kindly and lovingly. It's a decision. It's a choice. Wow. Wow. So it says here, it's no big deal. Nobody's going to do it for you. You simply decide, you pull back the value you placed on it, and the objects that were the symbols of what you were valuing merely drop out of your life. So when you stop valuing something, the physical representation of that drops out of your life. If I'm no longer valuing being mistreated, the people who represent the mistreatment of me will drop out of my life. If I'm no longer valuing lack, then a really horrible credit score will drop out of my life. Anything that symbolizes on the physical plane, the thing you're no longer valuing on the mental plane will drop out of your life. When I don't value it, it leaves. As long as I value it, it's there. So if you want to know what you value, it's what you perceive. So that's how you keep you from fooling yourself. I can say I love me all day long, but if I don't have any perception of it, then I'm really not loving myself. And that doesn't mean I need you to perceive me lovingly in order for me to feel like I'm loving myself. You know, it means that I choose to love myself regardless of what I perceive. Then the perception follows, because the perception is an effect, not a cause. Perception is always the result. It's never the cause. By the time you see something physical, that's the tail end of the manifestation. That's the end of the manifestation when it's physical. It's never the beginning of the manifestation. You are seeing me physically talking this to you because you already decided to see it and experience it, and then the universe gave you the physical witness to it. So you already believe everything that you've heard me say tonight, or you wouldn't be hearing it. Let's chew on that one for a minute. You could not be physically perceiving something that wasn't already in your own mind. You couldn't be hearing this if it wasn't already in your mind. So what Spirit is saying to do is side with this, value this, put energy into this that you're hearing that's already in your mind. So you can get the physical manifestation of it more and more and more and more. And when you join with somebody else on the idea, it's even more powerful. So if you're going to have a relationship, please have a relationship with someone that you can share ideas with equally that move you both forward in love and power and truth. Not someone that's tearing you down. No, that was... And you stop tearing somebody else down. If your ego is doing that. Because sometimes people feel guilty in classes like this because they know they're the one that's doing the thing that I'm talking about, not somebody else. They just went off before they came here. You know, they just cussed somebody out earlier today. You know, and if you did, just don't do it again. And if you do it again, forgive yourself for doing it, because readiness is not mastery. That's your call for love. You were afraid. That's why you did it. You were afraid. You thought you were going to lose something. You know, just the only afterward message is, don't do that again. If at all possible, just don't do it again. You're not being condemned. Just don't do it again. Right? So, in just this way, unenlightenment can be put away. Unenlightenment can be put away as though it was a toy that you've outgrown. How? By merely looking at all the effects of your unenlightenment. Oh, just open my eyes, huh? Just open my eyes, yeah. Look at the results of your unenlightenment and then ask the question, this is it, this is the question. So that means everything you look at that's based in fear and unenlightenment, right? This is what you say to it. You ask this question, is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? God, I was just cussed out, I'm just feeling broke, I feel lack, I just had an argument, I feel unfulfilled, I'm not satisfied with my life, I don't love what I do. All you say is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Or am I willing to put that doll on the windowsill and pick up a book instead? A book that speaks of life, a book that's filled with wisdom, a book that teaches you how to step lightly into the world. See, this is my toy now. See, I put down the other toy. This is my toy now. This is what I'm using now. Like I said, a book that speaks of life, and this is not the only way. I'm not ever saying this is the only way. You won't hear me say that. But for some people, this may be a way. The way of mastery, or the Course in Miracles, or whatever your thing is. He says, but put down your toys. What is your toy? Unenlightenment. Aren't you tired of playing broke, playing little, playing smart, playing small, playing separate, playing like you're a victim, playing like you have no power? Those are toys. And those are terror toys. They're called terror toys. And so the toys of terror, are you ready to let go of your toys of terror? And he says, do what? Pick up a book that's filled with wisdom, a book that teaches you how to step lightly in the world, to be in the world, but not of it. Thank you for listening to this much Holy Spirit. You're such a blessing in my dreams. Lord have mercy. Okay, we're going to do the financial expression of appreciation. Thank you for sharing with me. I'm a full-time teacher, and I appreciate your sharing. Those online watching, if you'd like to make a, Doug, would you pass this for me, please? Those of you online, if you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, just go to my website, earlpurdy.com. I'll do a quick review right here at the end, so hang in here a little bit longer. Go to earlpurdy.com. And I'm also available for one-on-one sessions called Clarity Sessions, where we get down one-on-one with me and we work through your issues using the truth. And those of you who are open to it, I also use my knowledge of astrology and numerology as another way to get information from Spirit to share with you. So go to my website, it explains it in detail. And if I could be of service to you, and Spirit tells you to, set up a session with me. And those of you who share with me because you recognize that I'm just like you, I'm in the world and this is what I do full time, I want you to know I really, really, really appreciate that. I appreciate you giving what you like to receive if you are also doing your thing in the world and you like to also be supported in what you do also. Because this isn't begging or charity or anything like that. I'm giving. I deserve to receive. I don't have a problem asking for that.
Good.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Some people think if you're talking and sharing the truth or anything spiritual, you're just not supposed to receive. You know, but they'll pay a football player $50 million a year and don't feel like they're strange at all. You know, and I'm not a hater about that. It's great that the guy makes $50 million a year. But sharing love and sharing truth, I'm sustained by the love of God. That's my primary attitude. That's what's allowed me to do this full time for almost 30 years. Is that I see God as my source, and I think the channels that are willing to share and give to themselves also. The Course says there's only two people. There's one person giving to themselves, and then says then there's another person giving to themselves. So that's all that just happened in the love offering. That's all that happened. You gave to yourself, and I gave to myself. That's the way it works. And so thank you. And you're innocent regardless of what you did or don't do. Because that's the way it works. Everybody's innocent. I appreciate you for being here. You're a blessing in my life.
Thank you.
That's the way I see it. That's the way I feel it. That's the way I see it. So before we go, I would like to complete on what is it you would like to remember. So I'd like to complete on, also go to my website and sign up for the contact list, those of you watching, because I record and I video every one of my classes, and I email them out to the people on my contact list, and also you can go to my website, and I always post them on my website, but just Google my name, and they'll come up. I have over 900 classes on YouTube.
Man.
And on my website. And I have audios as well as videos. I have audios on my website going back to 2005. So they're all downloadable. So you can put them on your iPod, you can listen to them everywhere. Because remember, repetition is the key to transcending your old ways of looking at things. Listening to this every now and then will not truly affect your consciousness. You got to be as adamant about hearing the loving thoughts about yourself as you are about hearing all the rest of the stuff that you're hearing. But the beauty of it is the truth is stronger. So it doesn't take as long to undo your old way of thinking as it did to build it. It doesn't take as long to demolish a building as it does to build a building. You can just demolish a building in 2 minutes that took months to build. So all this old programming that you have, don't think that it's so insurmountable that it's going to take you years before you let go of it. All it takes is attention, study, and application. That's it. And then surrounding yourself with supportive people and energy. So, anybody here, one thing I heard tonight that I would really like to repeat to myself is,
The way is easy and without effort.
the way is easy and without effort.
We're the same.
We're the same.
When you remove value from something, you transcend it.
Yet when you no longer value it, you transcend it, and the physical representation of it drops out of your life. Anybody else?
It's time to give up our toys.
It's time to give up the terror toys. Yeah, it's time to let them go. Yes, brother.
Power of decision.
You have the power of decision, and that's the biggest, most important power and the only power you need. Awesome.
You are innocent.
You are innocent. Remember that it's what the Course in Miracles teaches is the most important belief of all. That if you could reduce all of this to one teaching, it would be you're innocent. You know why? He says because an innocent mind doesn't believe it deserves to suffer. So just by an innocent does not mean that you don't make errors and that errors are not for correction. Okay? So being innocent is the condition of who you are. That's what we mean. You don't deserve to be punished and hurt. Would you mind closing that door right there for me? You don't deserve to be hurt. You don't deserve to be punished. You deserve to be lovingly healed and corrected when you make a mistake. You know, if I said 1 and 1 is 1,000 and you beat the hell out of me, it still doesn't make me know that 1 and 1 is 2. So punishment does not correct anything. If that was true, you never see a prisoner go back to prison. You follow me? Yeah. So what we need is correction. Anybody else?
I am awake, I am safe, I am peace, I am at peace. What do I truly want this moment to be for?
That's right. What do I truly want this?
So shall it be.
And as I decree it, I decree it, and that's the way it's going to be. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to end it on this question that I think would be really great for everybody to remember. When you have your old manifestations show up again, something that's a reflection of your own unenlightenment, something that's fearful, something that doesn't bring you peace, something that you think you're regretting that you created for yourself. The question is this: is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? So I'd like to ask you right now to take one thing in your life right now and ask yourself, is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Experience. Is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Do I want to continue this as my experience? Do I want to continue this as my experience? Do I want to continue this as my experience? Do I want to continue this as my experience? Do I want to continue this experience? Ask yourself, do I want to continue this as my experience? Anything that's bringing you any lack of joy right now, ask yourself, is this what I wish to have continue as my experience? Mighty companions, you are so juicy, sweet, innocent, powerful, loving, lovable, guiltless, sinless, innocent, gorgeous, sensational, spectacular. You are stars. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Could you say that with me a few times together? Let's claim it for ourselves. I am the light of the world. 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 So let's acknowledge us like that's what we are. And let's acknowledge everybody in this room for being that way. Yes! I love you all. Hugs are available. And what? May the course be with you.